Hey folks, welcome into the Cowboys Report. Cam Rogers coming at you, filling in for Tom Downey. I've got 9 juicy rumors to get into, a lot of them Dez related. And there you see, did Dak Prescott want Dez to be cut? 2 stars on this one. People are most certainly talking. A lot of people at that. Now, Prescott recently said the following, according to the Cowboys website. You can put the football stuff behind you. What he meant to me as a person, what he meant to me as a brother, it's tough to see him go. Now, Prescott confirmed with reporters he exchanged text messages with Dez following that meeting. Does anyone else find that sort of odd? Like, a wide receiver you've been playing with for a few years, he recently gets cut, and you text him about it? Like, you don't meet up somewhere for coffee, you don't go on the telephone. It's like asking someone to prom only to find out hours later via text that she's not interested. Like, there's no face-to-face contact here. I think it's really, really odd. Now, Dak went on to say that Bryant will be missed and will be hard to replace. But let's not buy into the sappiness all the way, ladies and gentlemen. There's certainly reason to believe Dak didn't want Dez to stick around, perhaps because the players had inconsistent chemistry on the field, or maybe the Dez freakouts on the sideline. Whatever the case may be, firmly in that rumor category as we stand right now. And kind of building off of that, we get into rumor number 2 here. Did the Garrett Guys push Dez out? 2 stars on this one as well. This coming from the mouth of Dez Bryant himself. So Dez said the following in terms of player influence, sending him out of the Dallas Cowboys organization. Quote, I'll say this right here. I believe that Garrett Guys are to blame. Now, Dez didn't really define what Garrett Guys mean, but we have reason to believe he's talking about the captains from last year. So we're talking about Dak Prescott and Jason Witten and Sean Lee, Dan Bailey, Crawford, Orlando Scandrick, who of course is no longer on the team. Dez reportedly didn't like not being a captain last year, and Bryant also said he truly felt it was a difficult decision for Jerry Jones and that the two still share a special bond. But Jerry essentially had to make the decision because Bryant went on to say he felt like 5 or 6 players were working against him. And so there was like some sort of collusion going on here to get Dez Bryant out of the Dallas Cowboys organization. People are most certainly talking about that. 2 stars there. All right, folks, let's summarize the rumor meter that we have for you. No stars. Fights OBJ1 versus the net, of course. It's fake news. You're not believing in that. 1 star, small shred of truth. 2 stars, people are talking. 3 stars, it's pretty likely. And 4 stars, well, Dez caught it. Or at least that's what we have right now. We got to hear from you guys, though. With Dez no longer on the Dallas Cowboys, what should the 4 stars mean in our rumor scale? Hit me up in the comments section on Facebook Live as well as YouTube. Hit me up on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. Hit up Tom as well. We certainly love your input, and we got to change up that scale at some point because Dez is on out. Let's get to rumor number 3 now. Did cutting Dez make the Cowboys a better team? 1 star on this one because as we stand right now, I don't think the Cowboys are a better team than what they were on Thursday evening. And this coming from Jerry Jones saying that releasing Dez is in the best interest of the team. Now, as we stand, like I said, the Cowboys are not a better team. From a mental standpoint, perhaps they are, but again, that's all speculation if we want to go from the mental side of things. But I'm looking at things from a pure on-the-field production standpoint. The Cowboys are not a better team. When your 2 wideouts are Terrence Williams and Allen Hurns, that's concerning. However, in terms of the long run, there's a chance the Cowboys can get better, more specifically via the draft. Perhaps that's kind of the mindset there for Jerry Jones and the Cowboys leadership. They may not be better now, but they will be, is what maybe they're thinking right here, but we'll have to see on that one. Let's get to rumor number 4. Is Dez headed to the Washington Redskins? 1 star on this one. Rumor origin coming from Washington Post that basically debunked any possibility that Dez could go to the Redskins. Now, you know by now Dez is targeting the NFC East, and in my opinion, I think this is more of a knee-jerk reaction. Dez wants revenge. I get that. But he'll soon realize the Giants, Eagles, and Redskins likely can't afford him. Now, Washington does have the most salary cap space in the NFC East of those remaining 3 teams there, but the Washington Post recently spoke to a source within the Redskins organization, and a Dez Bryant signing is unlikely. The Redskins have Crowder and Dotson and newly signed wide receiver Paul Richardson, formerly from Seattle. It'd be hard to imagine kind of where Dez would fit in that offense, and for some reason, I can't really picture myself with an Alex Smith to Dez Bryant interaction going on in the football field. I just don't see that happening. I don't think Dez is really the prototypical Alex Smith wide receiver, but we'll see. Dez, 1 star in terms of going to the Redskins. How about rumor number 5? Will Dallas not go with a wide receiver in the first round? 2 stars here, firmly in that rumor category. The origin coming from SB Nation, arguing that the Cowboys can kind of wait in the later rounds for maybe a Christian Kirk or a DJ Shark and kind of get a wide receiver later. I understand that, and the Cowboys do certainly have needs at other positions. You could look at linebacker. You could look at safety, maybe the interior of that defensive line if Vita Vea falls to number 19. I see a lot of value in Shark and Christian Kirk and James Washington. After Calvin Ridley, there's a bit of a drop-off. Then it's DJ Moore, and then kind of a significant drop-off, at least in my eyes. I don't think Courtland Sutton is really worthy of a top-line first-round pick, but that's up for debate. And look, if the Cowboys don't go with a wide receiver at number 19, I don't think Cowboys fans should really worry all that much because there will be some good options there in the second round. All right, let's get to the next rumor here. Are the Cowboys going to acquire Earl Thomas? There is more chit-chat about this now after the release of Dez Bryant. 2 stars here. This coming from John Clayton, NFL insider, was recently on ESPN Radio saying there's a 50-50 chance that the Cowboys could acquire Earl Thomas. Now, for some context on this, and Clayton, by the way, very good insider, he has a lot of good resources, said that there was 5 to 10% chances that the Cowboys could acquire Earl Thomas, and that was prior to Dez Bryant being released. So quite a jump there for John Clayton in terms of the possibilities. The Cowboys have a good young core of corners. You got Byron Jones, Awuzie, Jordan Lewis, but safety kind of a quagmire as we stand right now. And we all know about Jeff Heath. He's kind of a polarizing topic at the safety position. I think there's an opportunity there at free safety for the Cowboys to go out and grab Earl Thomas, who was fantastic yet again a year ago, was the number 9 safety according to Pro Football Focus a year ago. So we'll see what happens there. Let's get to rumor number 7. Are the Cowboys cutting Jaylon Smith? Do not worry, Cowboys fans, because I'm hitting you guys with the fake news. Do not believe in this rumor. Absolute craziness. Dallas Sports Fanatic wrote an article that the Cowboys should move on from Jaylon Smith because he is a huge question right now. Oh, boy. This isn't happening. The Cowboys already have a need at linebacker. Why release another one here, especially when you invested so highly in him? Smith played in all 16 games last year, starting 6 of them, graded out at 70.5, good for 47th among all linebackers, according to Pro Football Focus. Now, Dallas Fanatic said the following. This is from the article. Quote, 2 years later, after drafting Smith, that gamble is still a huge question mark on the franchise. Let me know in the comments section if you agree with that one. But don't worry, the Cowboys are not cutting Jaylon Smith. How about drafting Mike McGlinchey in that first round? 1 star here, rumor origin from Cowboys Wire. And this really just comes down to a couple of things. Number 1, didn't the Cowboys sign Cam Fleming with the purpose of playing him at tackle and pushing Collins inside? I mean, I know McGlinchey is a good prospect, but there are more pressing needs. And I think wide receiver is certainly ahead of that priority list in terms of tackle in the first round. Linebacker, safety as well. Just doesn't make much sense for me. The Cowboys did bring in McGlinchey as one of their 30 official pre-draft visits. But at the same time, there are other kind of prospects to point to. And by the way, I think number 19 for Mike McGlinchey is a bit of a reach, to be honest with you guys. I mean, I think he's a lower first-round target, at least in my eyes. All right, let's go to rumor number 9. Is Jerry Jones part of the Colin Kaepernick collusion case? And to be more specific, did Jerry help in the collusion against Kaepernick? 2 stars here, firmly in the rumor category. I'm asking you guys this because Jones was recently questioned as a part of the ongoing collusion case against the National Football League. That makes Jones, Texans owner Bob McNair, Ravens GM Ozzie Newsome, and Ravens head coach John Harbaugh the list of those questioned to this point. Kaepernick was actually questioned himself. Now, Kaepernick is alleging that the NFL owners colluded against him to disallow him to play in the NFL, and this process will continue to go on here. Kaepernick has a bit of an uphill climb because he has to prove that all 32 owners essentially worked in unison to keep Kaepernick out of the league.